Leonard.
I knew something was up when you told me you could bring all the props you want on Monday.
You can have them all, and you got none.
I got none.
I do feel like we
Zero.
jinxed it a little bit,
Nada.
Shannon. We jinxed it. We talked about the props, and yes, Skip, you said it. The tables have turned. We have so much to discuss today. We're also going to be honoring Memorial Day all show long. We're going to hear from troops from around the world. We're going to talk about the holiday, what it means to us as well, guys. But yes, should we begin by discussing what we saw over the weekend? Because the Suns, yes, the Suns beat the Lakers last night, evening the series at 2 games apiece and taking back home court advantage. But the biggest concern for LA is Anthony Davis, who was already dealing with a sprained left knee. 48 seconds left in the first half. AD missed a layup. He landed awkwardly, grabbing at the inside of his left leg. He was ruled out for the rest of the game with a strained groin here. So, Shannon, scale 1 to 10, how much trouble are the Lakers in right now?
Oh, I'm going to say it's a 5. You know, Skip, momentum is like weather, and it can change rather quickly. We've all been somewhere. If you lived in the Southeast, it's a nice day and a thunderstorm will pop up. If you live somewhere where there's altitude, you'll be a nice day and all of a sudden a snowstorm pops up. And considering, you know, how prepared you are for those, they could be very, very bad for you. This could be very bad for the Lakers because the thing is with Anthony Davis, and maybe, Skip, the groin was bothering him from the beginning because he wasn't as aggressive in the 20 minutes, you know, first half 20 minutes, as he was in games 3 and games 4. So you kind of noticed something was going on. Now, I felt the knee was bothering, and I just think the thing was in game 3, he had so much adrenaline going. It was going really well for him. He just played through it. But you can tell when he came down on that knee, Skip, the end of the first half, it buckled pretty good. And I was really surprised.
I was, too.
That he actually stayed into the ball game.
Well, I thought it was the knee again.
Right. But when he went up and missed the layup, and I was like, uh-oh, here we go again. Skip, the Lakers, and I think too many times we see teams, they're at home, and they're relying on the crowd to get them going. And we see this, be it basketball, I don't know how much home field it plays in baseball, but you see that in hockey. You see that in football, Skip. The crowd going to get us going. Well, you need to get yourself going. And I don't think the Lakers came out with the energy that I thought they needed to come out with because this was a hungry ball club. They knew, and for the mere fact that Chris Paul says, nah, because the coach wanted to hold him out. And he said, nah, coach, give me a chance. And if I look like trash, take me out, but at least give me an opportunity to go. Chris Paul knew he didn't want to go down 3-1. And if this is going to be our last stand, I want it to be with me in the ball game.
Yep.
But I just thought the Lakers didn't play with the energy and the aggressiveness that they needed. AD had, like I said, 6 points, 2 from 9, 0 for 3 from 3, 4 rebounds in 20 minutes. Skip, the Lakers need to come to the realization. Statistics bear it out. They're not a good three-point shooting team. They're one of the few teams that play conventional. They play with a center that does not shoot threes. They play with a 4. They play with a 3 in LeBron. They are a big front-line shooting team. They can't play like some of these smaller teams because that's not how they're built. Skip, you can't get up. You can't shoot 43s when you're 24th, 25th in three-point percentage. That doesn't work. You're not going to win very many games. In the month of May, they've had 2 guys make more than 4 threes in a game. 1 in the past 14 games. And you get up 43s?
Yep.
Why? Dame Lillard, Steph Curry, some of these other volume three-point shooters, okay, I get that.
Yep.
But they don't have that on the Lakers. You got to play inside out. You got to play, make them double. And for whatever reason, they just want to come down and jack up threes. They turned the ball over far too many times, Skip. In the third quarter, 7 turnovers, 7 missed threes. And what concerned me all year long, Skip, and I kept telling you this, I said, Skip, they go long periods of time. They go 3, 4, 5, 7 minutes and not score the basketball. I mean, they only gave up 27 points, but when you score 15, now you put yourself in a bind. And that's what happened yesterday. So now where did they go for scoring outside of LeBron? LeBron was trying to pick his spots like, okay, I'm going to have some here. AD, you take it there. Now with no AD and no guaranteed another 20-point score because we saw Schroeder play really well in Game 3 and pull an MIA in Game 4. Kuzma, I kept telling you, Skip, It's not that, Skip, he's a good player, but he lacks basketball IQ. He comes in the game and immediately what he does, he fouls a three-point shooter. He doesn't have the nuanced understanding of the intricacies of playing the game of basketball. Yeah, obviously he's talented. He's in the NBA. He was a first-round draft pick. But the nuance, the little stuff that you would expect a player that wants to evolve and get better and better to understand, he doesn't have that. They're going to have to take care of the basketball, and somehow they're going to have to find someone that can give them 20-plus points to go along with LeBron. And LeBron knows now those big shoulders that he talked about so much, they got to carry. They got to be Atlas. He's going to have to carry the Lakers' world over the next 3 games.
So, in your opening soliloquy, you barely mentioned LeBron James until your final thought.
Yes.
So, now back to Jenny's question, scale of 1 to 10, how much trouble are your Lakers in? I'm going to go low on this. I'm going to go all the way down to 2. You're right in the middle at a 5.
I'm in a 5, yeah.
I'm going to go little to no trouble because every day I have to sit over here, every day.
What happened?
And get barraged with best player on the planet and GOAT James, GOAT James, GOAT James. How many times have you said GOAT James on this show?
If I've said it 5, I've said it 5,000.
It might be 55,000 over the 5 years that we have been on air here on Fox Sports 1.
Okay.
So given that barrage, that fusillade of GOAT James that I get over here, I got to set this bar way up here because we are talking about the GOAT and the man that you still proclaim best player on the planet.
Right.
Although when I got finished watching the Nets yesterday, I started thinking, man, that KD guy, he looks pretty best player on the planet to me, doesn't he?
Well, did you see them other 2 guys that were playing alongside him? They didn't look too shabby.
But he was clearly the best of those 3 yesterday. We're going to talk about Kyrie in just a minute here. Okay, given that stature, given that elevation, given that Mount Everest, Mount Olympus that GOAT James is on, according to LaShannon Sharp, shouldn't he just take over Game 5 by himself? Shouldn't he just come out and say, okay, that's enough. I got this. I got all of you. These shoulders were built this wide for this reason, for this night, this game, this time.
So in other words, you're saying go Game 6 Celtics in the Garden.
Whichever one of those you want to go. You can go Game 7 against my Spurs in 2013. That was pretty special.
Yes.
But there have been 3 or 4 of those in his career where you said, oh, that was a game.
Right.
That was a GOAT-ish game, actually.
Games 5 and 6 against Golden State and the 3-1 comeback.
You could do those. But this is huge for this year's Lakers because you have to say it's starting to feel a little do or die-ish, right?
Yeah.
Because of AD's status that we don't really know. They did, according to Woj, say after the game that he's day-to-day. Well, do you think he's going to play Tuesday night?
No. I would not even attempt to play him Tuesday night.
They have the shorter turnaround than the Clippers. At least Luke has got until Wednesday night, and that's a crucial extra 24 hours.
Correct. We saw it with Chris Paul.
You saw it with Chris Paul. It helped a lot. And I'll get to Chris Paul in just a moment, but do we expect AD to play? I have no idea, but I'm going to guess not.
No.
I'm going to guess not. What do I call him? AD always dinged. He's always dinged. It's always some this or that or this or that. And it's always different. It's always a different injury. It could be a shoulder, could be an elbow, could be a knee, could be an Achilles, could be a calf, could be a groin. Yeah. And now it's the groin. What did we see happen LeBron's first year in L.A. with the groin pull?
Yeah.
It wrecked his year, right?
Yep. Kept him out about 5 weeks. Missed 20-something.
Okay.
18,
so could AD come back in 48 hours as opposed to 5 weeks? I doubt it. Could he be gone for the rest of the playoffs? Well, now that's a tall order. Rest of playoffs.
Yeah. I think the thing is, Skip, can they win this series without AD? Yes. Can they go any further? I doubt it. Okay.
So I believe that LeBron James owes his team an epic Game 5, a gem of the career type Game 5 back in Phoenix, because I still believe he is capable and they are capable around him of winning this game. But he's going to have to play much bigger and much more aggressively than he has so far. So let's look at his 4 games, cumulative 4 games against Phoenix so far. The first bad thing that I hit is he's 32% from three. Well, you said their whole team's not a very good three-point shooting team. Well, he's jacked up 28, so he's 9 of 28.
Right.
You got to cut that down. You got to forget about that because I do not think that's your forte. From the free throw line, he is 10 of 17 in these 4 games. That's 59%. That's pretty pathetic. But this is even worse for GOAT James, and I'm putting quotes around GOAT. In the 4 games, he has attempted only 4 a game. It's 4.3 a game. His career playoff average is 9 a game. 9 free throws a game, and he's at 4.3.
Too much on the perimeter.
Okay, too much perimeter. Too many jacked up threes. 9 of 28, 32% from 3. Not enough attacking the basket.
Correct.
I'm going to say it again. He is still the best passer in basketball.